Though the electoral contest was keen and its outcome still a matter sub judice, the renewed whole presidential campaign mantra of the All Progressives Congress simply implied that the party might be willing to do things differently after its uninspiring initial 8-year rule. May 29, 2023, Mr. Bola Tinubu, a former two-time governor of Lagos, mounted the podium in Abuja for the oath of office as Nigeria's 6th democratically elected president.
I, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful.
His first task and speech to the nation followed with a major policy pronouncement.
On fuel subsidy, unfortunately, the budget that I've glimpsed before I assume of and what I've had is that no provision is there for fuel subsidy. The fuel subsidy is gone.
That otherwise innocent, or what some described as an enthusiastic statement, triggered an immediate reaction in a nation which economy revolves around petroleum, but that has also been battling with a corrupt subsidy regime.
That demonstration, that pronouncement came with some revelations. One, when he said it has ended, subsidy was gone, that was not the truth. That was not the true position, because the budget he inherited provided for subsidy till 30th of June, meaning 30th of May, 31st of May, 32 days accommodated the budget. So he infringed the law.
Like Mr. Etakibuebo, not a few Nigerians disagreed with the manner in which Mr. President made that policy pronouncement, which pushed many more citizens into poverty and economic hardship.
The pain and the penury, the misery the people are facing on a daily basis is a fact that things are not auguring well, not only for these first 100 days, but for the last 8 years.
But then, the argument from the new administration has been that the elephant in the room has to be confronted.
If you remember that the Buhari administration, the Jonathan administration, inclusive of the Obasanjo administration, have tried so much to tackle this behemoth in our system that is preventing the growth of this country, to removing it. They were always a bit afraid of what the future holds. But it came to a situation where we just have to confront our fear.
Dealing with the consequences of the subsidy removal has been a major issue in the assessment of the administration, that has also taken some steps to ameliorate the negative effects with an announcement of some palliative measures.
The federal government has approved the sum of 5 billion naira to be given to each state for the procurement of 100,000 bags of rice, 100,000 bags of rice, 40,000 bags of maize, and fertilizers.
But that in itself is another subject of controversy. Although some state governments have already taken steps to get the palliatives to the citizens from the initial payment of 2 billion naira received, not many Nigerians trust the state governors to judiciously spread the resources based on antecedents. It is a major point of disagreement with Nigeria's organized labor.
5 billion promised to the states. 2 billion have been released to the states. What is happening? Who are those that will benefit from this? The truth remains, it is those candidates of those governors that may be able to receive maximum of 40% of the 5 billion or the 2 billion given. The remaining one will find their way to the usual port, and that is the governor's pocket.
We appeal to labor. They have heads in labor. Sit with government, right? Many of these issues, you still have labor members working with the private sector in the PHC and the power sector, right? Cut wastages, improve the wherewithal of your members to tackle those problems and all of that. Labor also can break into branches and work with government in agriculture. We need to produce our food, grow our food, process our foods.
It is no doubt 100 days that have been tough for citizens. Citizens like Onyebuchi, a young shoe seller, and his friend Emeka, who is also into the same trade in Lagos.
As business take go now, the thing no really going well at all. No really going well at all. For example, now, last year I don't normally buy this one page, 3,000. That last year. This year now, I buy this 4,000, 4,500. So if I buy and finish, enter motor, both part of calculation, everything, I can able to meet up.
What we used to buy, let me say 2,000 naira by now, is 4,000 naira, 5,000 naira. So the business is so very hard. If you buy costly from market, to sell it costly, to sell it again will be problem. So that is why what we are facing in this country now. So the business is one kind.
Mr. Tony Honor laments the cost of fueling his tricycle and the sharp drop in customer patronage since the new price regime occasioned by the subsidy removal.
The situation is bad. You can see the length of the queue. People don't have money. The Nigerians are getting poorer every day. You see people trekking. No, most of them don't like trekking, but because there's a little they can do.
It will have been optimistic that the current hardship could be a necessity for real transformation as put forward by the government, but past undelivered promises make that hard for him.
In fairness, there is nobody that will take power in Nigeria that will not find things difficult at this point, because so many things had gone bad before now. But the problem is that the government are insensitive to the plight of Nigerians.
They want the Nigerian people to sacrifice. The political elites are bloating. APC leaders and their cohorts are enjoying, abundance. How can that happen? If there's going to be sacrifice, on whose part would that sacrifice come from? Shouldn't it be from government?
Beyond the lamentations, there are some expert analysis of the general policies of the Bola Tinubu administration that give some hope, but only if certain steps will be taken.
Postpone the implementation of non-critical dollar-denominated components of the 2023 budget until forex exchange situation improves. Address speculative demand for dollar through confidence-building measures and pronouncements. Incentivize diaspora remittances through formal channels. Tackle crude oil theft to ramp up production and take advantage of current favorable crude oil price to boost foreign exchange earnings.
Mr. President, for nominating me, I believe, knowing how hungry Mr. President is to solving the problems of Nigeria.
Now that the administration has taken off fully with the inauguration of a cabinet almost 3 months after, there are expectations that things could begin to pan out differently, since the president has set out specific tasks for each of the cabinet members. But not a few also believe that more is required for Nigerians to begin to have a feel of good governance that will ultimately improve their socioeconomic well-being.
The banditry is continuing, the terrorism is continuing, every other thing is continuing. But if he makes up his mind that, okay, let me do it this way, and show 1 or 2 examples, Nigeria will see better days. But he cannot do that successfully until the judgment would have come, when he knows he's fully secure.
If they are going to change strategy, it is now. There is no tomorrow. Things are getting bad everywhere.
He has a roadmap. He campaigned with a roadmap. The larger majority of Nigerians accepted that roadmap through a democratic system, and he was elected into office. On the basis of that charter, he was elected as president. Now, he has brought his team, and he has told the world that they are going to work in tandem with the provision of the roadmap.
The 100 days of the Bola Tinubu administration may have been full of lamentation for majority of the people, but in the view of some others, the renewed hope is still alive and will remain so only if the citizenry will exercise more patience and dutifully carry out their own responsibility to the nation, while also responsibly checking those holding the office in trust for them. Tokunbo Oyetunji, Rice News, Lagos.